Hi guys, today's video is going to be on the Mcfarlane Page Puncher Superman Kingdom Come 7-inch figure with comic. The retail price is around $29.99 and I did purchase this at GameStop. Before I open the box, I just want to show you the Silver Age Superman because both of them use the exact same body mold except for the head sculpt. Even the extra hands are going to be the same. The cloth goods cape is the same as well. I do want to show you though something I noticed on my version here that I have new in the box is he has a chunk. Yeah, right there. He's got a little chunk out of his cape, like a little triangle. So that's kind of disappointing. The one that I opened didn't have that, but this one does. Also, I want to point out something that I have said in several of my reviews about the painted emblems on the chest, and it's the same for some of the Batmans as well. Mcfarlane just paints a different logo and uses different colors of plastic, and then he'll just call it a different figure, but it's technically the same. You just might be getting a new head sculpt, and that's it. All right, so let's go ahead and open them up. And this is what he looks like, still in the plastic, fresh out of the box. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about his accessories. He does come with this extra set of open hands. Again, just like the ones that came with the digital. Oh, and mine has a spot there fresh out of the package. Let me see if that can come off. Oh yeah, okay, so I can scratch that off. Okay. So this is what they look like. Then we have our character card here. That's what the back looks like. And then no black standard Mcfarlane stand. We only get the flight stand, and there is a DC logo there on there. Then we have the comic book. It says Justice Society of America. I have had people ask me if I have any of these Page Puncher comics that are in good or mint condition, and the truth is I don't. I haven't received any of them that have been fresh out of the package without something wrong with them. Most of the time, I do see these dented corners, or, they're kind of like smushed in. So I don't have any of these without, any damage that are, nice and without defect. Let me go ahead and flip through and I'll show you guys a couple of the pictures here. You can tell in this comic, we're looking at an older, Superman. He does have gray hair on the sides there. All right, moving on to the figure. He is reusing the Crisis Infinite Earth Superman body. Again, he has used this body several times already. Looking at his head sculpt here, I'm not a fan of this head sculpt. It does have some good detail, like you see the wrinkles on his forehead and above his eyebrows. His face does look a little bit aged. His hair, it has the little curl there. And he does have some like white, let me see if I can get it to show. He does have some white lines in his hair that are painted just on the raised section of his hair, just like a paint stroke, just little bitty lines. This The face looks pretty good. It looks pretty accurate to the comic, but his hair doesn't. You can even see on the cover, it is completely white. So there's no like salt and pepper that you can see on the sides of his hair. And this one clearly has, you know, just a few gray lines in it. His emblem is painted on. And he does have a pretty clean look altogether. One thing I'm not a fan of are these wrist joints here. They just look big and awkward. And, you know, they could have maybe brought the sleeves a little bit down or maybe painted these like they did on the Supergirl I just did a review on to give it a more clean and less awkward look. So I'm not a fan of this look right here. He does have his belt molded at the top of his diaper. And on this one, they have painted the belt buckle gold. He has the wrinkle detail there on his diaper and some wrinkle detailing right there on his upper thighs. His boots are plain looking in red. And there's no detail or anything on there, so they're very plain looking. He does have a wired soft goods cape. So this is what it looks like. Now his cape is only wired on these two sides. It doesn't have the wire at the bottom like the Supergirl cape had. And these wires actually feel thicker than the ones that came on the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. These feel pretty thick in here. So because we only have the two wires on the side, when posing him, you know, you get that sag in the middle like that. I would prefer that all of them, you know, have that bottom wire there. The cloth that he used on this cape as well as the Silver Age Digital Superman, this is the better choices of cloth that he gives us for the capes. So I'm glad that we did get this type of cloth for the cape. So let's go ahead and start off with articulations. His head can go down that far, back that far, 360. His arms can go up that high. He has double jointed elbows. Okay, and he does have typical Mcfarlane wrist articulation. And we can, let's see if we can get the 90-degree bend. Nope, we can't get the 90-degree bend because it hits right there. He does have some 360 at the upper torso and at the waist. We can do the Mcfarlane splits. His leg can go up that far. Doesn't go back very far, I guess because of the diaper right there, but that's as far back as we're getting the leg. The knees, oh, that's really tight. Let me, hold on just a second. There we go. His knees are double jointed. Have really tight joints in the knees. And then he has the typical Mcfarlane ankles where you can tilt up and down and 360. Also has toe articulation. Overall, this is a very plain looking Superman. He is a bit too basic looking in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the head sculpt either, but that is, you know, a personal preference thing. I think that he doesn't even come close to the Silver Age Digital Superman. I also would have preferred to get flight hands instead of the open hands. And again, that's just a personal preference. They didn't give us a basic black stand, but I'm okay with that because we did get a flight stand with this release. What do you guys think about this release? Let me know in the comments. That's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.